So, most of you know, if you follow, that I'm into the metaphysical. I'm into the esoteric. And the concept of the twin flame and the twin soul is a very common and popular belief within the spiritual community. And, I've given this a lot of thought. And I've just concluded that it's bullshit. Because the idea of a soulmate, it goes back to Babylonia. And it stems from the idea that your soul split into two parts before you were born, and your goal in life is to find your soulmate so that you can be happy. So the unspoken or maybe spoken belief is that you are incomplete unless you're in a partnership with another person. Divine masculine, divine feminine. And it's similar with the twin flame, but twin flame relationships are not really understood to be long-term partnerships. A twin flame is someone who ignites within you. Like, you meet them and something is triggered within you. Something is woken up within you. You'll meet that person and you'll be on fire. And most of the time, twin flame relationships are very short-lived and they're very tumultuous, and they don't usually end in long-term partnership. So there's a difference between twin flame and twin soul. Okay. But I just don't believe in the soulmate, because I don't believe that I'm a fractured soul. I don't believe for a second that I am not a whole and complete person with both divine masculine and divine feminine attributes, because in Genesis, it even says male and female, he created them, not male or female. Okay. The separation of the sexes and the delineation, if you had a vagina, then you were female. If you had a penis, you were male, and you were supposed to be together. That came much later with the rise of the patriarchy, because remember, in Genesis, it says the Lord God said it is not good for man to be alone. And this came about as a result of people making this distinction based on genitalia, based on observed gender. But here's the facts, guys, and this is biology. First of all, everybody is female in the womb. That's why men have nipples. Because before you develop male genitalia, you are female. And it's genetic. It has to do with DNA. So you developed, and because of societal constructs, which are, as you can see from the transgender movement and the movement away from solidly delineated roles, gender roles, no matter how you feel about the politicization of that, I'm seeing a lot of men who choose to adopt more feminine characteristics, even if they choose not to live as women, even if they still identify as men. I met this young man and I asked him straight up, how do you identify? And he said but he wore makeup and painted his nails, but he identified as male. But he was living and moving in his feminine traits. He was adopting a lot of feminine traits. He was very, very feminine, but he identified as male. And I only asked because you just don't know. And if you have questions, it's just better to not assume, especially in this day and age. People are really touchy about these things. So we're seeing a move away from these written in stone delineations of gender and the idea of a soulmate. That unless you're with somebody, unless you have partnership, then you're incomplete. That the whole idea of soulmate is a way to make you feel like you're incomplete, you're lacking in some way if you're not in a pair bond. If you're not married, you're not in a relationship, so it makes it hard for single people who don't seem to be able to find that person. And it causes a lot of mental and emotional havoc in people's lives that they're single, rather than just acknowledging that, hey, you're a whole and complete person, even if you don't have somebody else. Even if you're not married or in a relationship, it's not necessary for you to be a whole and complete person. And I was married for most of my life. I went from being a child to being a mother and a wife. I never really was single until my marriage ended. And I've been pretty much single ever since, with a few exceptions, and with one exception, I guess, if you consider Helgus, but I really don't, considering how that all went down. I don't even date, guys. I don't even date. I'm the idea, like I think about being in a relationship right now, and I get anxiety about it. I'm getting the one side effect. The one side effect of being single for a long time is that you get used to it, and you start to see the benefits of not having another person to weigh you down, not having to deal with other people, somebody else's bullshit. I mean, in an ideal world, yeah, you'd be in a relationship and it would be equitable and you'd always feel loved and accepted. But we all know that that's usually not the case. Relationships are very, very complicated, especially these days. And being single, am I lonely? No, I'm really not. Do I get bored? Is it nice to have somebody to go and do shit with? Yeah. But, the simple fact is most relationships aren't about going and doing fun stuff. No, it's about the day-to-day bullshit. It's about putting up with someone's bad habits. It's about smelling somebody's farts. It's about seeing somebody in their most raw form. And considering that I was married for many years, most of my life, I never got to live for myself. I had kids, I had a husband. I never got to make my own decisions. I never got to do anything for myself. I never got to just do for myself. There was always somebody else to consider, somebody else's needs that took precedence over mine, because that's what being a mom and a wife is you set aside your own needs for the sake of the family. Well, I don't have that anymore. And the possibilities are beginning to really open up to me. And by May of next year, I should have enough money saved up and I should have my new car that I have a whole list of adventures planned. I don't have to give a shit what anybody thinks about the decisions I make, how I live my life. I don't even have to wash my dishes if I don't want to. Nobody's here to judge me. Nobody's here to judge me. I live for myself because I spent most of my life living for others. And now I get to live for me. And it's really nice. I'm starting to enjoy it. I'm starting to like the solitude. I'm not lonely. Trust me, I have all my demons to keep me company. So, yeah, the whole idea of the soulmate, it's bullshit. It's a concept that sounds good, sounds spiritual, sounds high-minded, but in fact, only makes you feel lacking if you don't have your soulmate. I am my own soulmate, guys. The freedom that I have now, that I don't have to give a fuck about attracting a mate. Even doing these videos, you guys don't understand. Y'all judge me by a different yardstick than I'm judging me. You want me to act a certain way to be more attractive and acceptable to your sensibilities, your idea of what's right. And I don't live that way. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know any of you people. Why would I live my life according to what you think I ought to do? You're not my God. You're not my maker. You're not my husband. We're not dating. We're not living together. My choices don't affect you. And a lot of what I do is just my way of just reiterating that fact. Y'all are the ones that get upset. Y'all are the ones that take it personally when I get drunk and make a live stream. Nobody's telling you have to watch, are they? Nobody's making you watch my shit. Y'all choose to. And you choose to have an opinion. You don't even have to. There's a million other things you could be doing with your time. And you're giving that time to me. So I guess I should be honored that you're taking the time to notice what I do, whether you approve or not. And I know many of you don't. And I don't have to care because I'm living my life. If all things go well, I'll have my new car next week. That's happening. I can't wait to show it off. I'm not going to give away too many details right now, but wait till you see the car I'm fixing to buy. I'm getting a really good deal on it. Cash money. Because I'm buying it from a friend. So, yeah, everything is falling into place. And the price that I'm going to pay will still leave me a significant portion of my savings. And by next May, I'll have enough saved up where I'll be able to go on all kinds of adventures. I'm already planning. Look up Emerald Cave or Emerald Cove. Look that up. Google that. I'm going there. I'm going to spend a week in the Grand Canyon. There's like a million places in northern Arizona that I'm going to go. I'm going to plan a trip to Vegas. It's going to be fucking amazing. I'm going to go live my life. I've earned the right to go and do these things and enjoy my life. Free from harassment, free from arbitrary bullshit. And you can either accept me or not, but I don't give a fuck what you think of me. Unless you think I'm awesome, and then I agree with you. But yeah, I think if you're single right now and you're struggling and you're like, I want to be with somebody. I'm not living my life because I don't have a partner. I'm choosing to not live my life because I don't have a partner. How many of you have gotten out of dysfunctional relationships and you're better off alone? And you think, okay, well, I can't live my life because I'm single. No, that's exactly the time you should be living your life. Knowing that there's nobody to answer to. You can make plans and go and do shit, and there's nobody's permission you need to ask. Think about that. So that's what I'm planning to do, guys. And so y'all can be Team Tammy all you want. I don't give a fuck. You have poor taste and poor judgment. I don't have any respect for you. So I don't give a fuck. Literally, because you support her, I don't have any respect for you. So I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Because you don't have any power. Just let's go ahead and stipulate that. I don't consent to giving anybody power over me. We're not married. We're not dating. We're not related. I don't know you. You have zero power over me. Get behind me, Satan. That's how I feel about you. If you want to go ahead and be like, I'm judging you because of this, that, and the other. Well, too damn bad. That sounds like a you problem, doesn't it? That's a you problem. What you think of me is none of my fucking business. So keep it to yourself. That's all you. So yes, within a week, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll have my new car. And by May, with some creative budgeting, I will have enough money to spend the entire summer having a good time, traveling, enjoying life. Because what else is there? What else is there? Spending your life behind a computer screen, judging other people for living life that you don't have the courage to live? Because you spend all your time on the internet judging strangers instead of living your life? How's that working out for you? So yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'll catch you on the flip side.
To ruin his job. Like, I know he has a wife. He doesn't have any kids, but he has a wife. He was a good boss. I love George. He really was a good guy. And I didn't lose my position at Big Lots because of George. I got my position because of him. I just need him to know that. That I don't blame him. You tried to help me. And I'm sorry it didn't work out. But Big Lots is a fucking scam. George, and you deserve better. You're a great manager. I loved you. I really loved you, George. George, you're a good guy. No, you really are. And you deserve better, George. I loved working for you. I probably would have quit if not for you. And I definitely would not have accepted the promotion. You're a good guy, George. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it didn't work out. You're a good guy, George. I just wish it had worked out better. I'm sorry. You're a good man. And your wife, well, she's a good woman. And I don't ever want to get in the way of that. I'm sorry. I wish it had been better. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I am sorry it didn't work out. George, you're a good man. I wish Big Lots had acknowledged that. Sorry they didn't. You're a good man. And I'm sorry. I hope your wife recognizes you as the good man that you are. Hope your wife just sees it. Sorry. That your wife doesn't know. Your wife doesn't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't prove me. It's fine. Should I film myself? I just kill myself. I don't belong. I should just kill myself. I don't belong. Well,
can screen time lead.